The best putters in the world get four things right when they make putts: a perfect setup, a perfect stroke, a perfect speed, and a perfect direction. Seymour's patented and proven rifle scope technology putting system helps golfers improve all four areas. Here's how. First, get in a comfortable posture. Square the face to the target line using the putter's alignment line. Then hide the red dot. Doing these three things will set you up in an optimal stance, square to the putter, square to the target line, and with your head, shoulders, hips, and hands in alignment. Now you're locked onto the target, like radar, free to putt with confidence the same way every time. Take your game to the next level by becoming a great putter with a Seymour.
Okay, Paul, here's your lesson today. Sorry I didn't get the lesson to you yesterday. We just had a crazy busy day, but I have some time now and this morning. So let's kind of review what we talked about when we had the lesson. You talked about hitting the golf ball pretty high and kind of with very little power. So the one thing I wanted to point out is the main reason why you're losing distance and hitting the golf ball a lot higher is because this angle, as you go down into the golf ball, goes a little bit wider, and as you get closer and closer to the ball, that angle with your left wrist here breaks. Alright, and we're going to kind of highlight it in yellow right there. Right, so that increases the loft of the golf club, makes your 7-iron like a 9-iron, right? And when you catch it properly, the ball is going to go shooting pretty high in the air. So there's the base, and the ball is going to go straight up in the air. So if we kind of take a look on the right here, and let's just isolate your down the line version here, the swing. If you focus on your lower body here, the left video is your address position, and the right video here is going to be your impact position. So I'll turn this to impact. So you can see that your hips and lower body hasn't moved at all going down in the downswing. Now you've turned your body, you've turned your hips towards the back here in the backswing, which is good, but as you go down forward, you start to move them back, and then hips stay still, and you kind of just flip your hands through, hitting the golf ball super high. That was up there, the tree's out of frame, but you were hitting it through the branches there, and then towards the end of the round, you were hitting it, or end of the lesson, you're kind of hitting it kind of in that box there, right? And everything was kind of higher. This ball's really high, up like a 9-iron. Okay, so a couple things what we did to give you a few drills to work on. Let me just show you some of the top guys. We'll show you Rory. He's hitting a longer iron here, all right, like a 5-iron, maybe 4-iron. So if I put you guys both at impact, okay, you can see how his belly button is pointing to the target. All right, we talked about a lot of things towards the end as well, but as your sequencing goes, right? If I told you that Rory was a baseball player, and I stopped him if he had a bat in his hand, you would probably think that he hits the golf ball way right, okay? But he doesn't. As he goes through his golf swing, he rotates that hand over and hits it up the middle. So towards the end of the lesson, just to jump ahead, what we kind of talked about was if you're trying to hit the golf ball straight to 12 o'clock from 6 o'clock, right? I want the path to kind of emulate that red line. Okay, I want you to kind of swing the golf club more this way. Right, that'll make the golf club come from the inside to out, and that path will make that ball draw a little bit and turn over a little bit more. Okay. So so there's address. Top of the backswing. Impact. You see how he's working lower body right from the top. Creating a good lag to hit that golf ball. If you watch Rory now, he flat out bombs the ball, and it doesn't really look like that he's putting a lot of effort into it. So we have to get the hips going a little bit. So what I kind of focused on in terms of drills, you're going to do this 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock half swing. Right? So you're going to swing the golf club up with just your straight arms and shoulders to there. Right? I'm going to have to go, but you're going to swing right to there. And then I want you to swing forward to 3 o'clock. And you can see here as you're doing it, the hips aren't moving, but I want to make sure that you move the hips and make the hips get the golf club to go to 3 o'clock. Alright. Second, the other drill is to do the pistol grip, where you're going to take the right thumb and forefinger off the golf club, and you're going to hit full shots. Alright, so you're going to look here, so your thumb should be straight up in the air and your finger should be down off the club. Alright, you're going to make a pistol grip with the thumb and forefinger. And then you can just take full golf swings and work on that body rotation rather than the flipping of the right hand. I think most of us right-handers kind of rely more on right hand rather than pulling with the left and opening up the hips. All right. Then the third drill we're worked about is these three drills all get your hands to kind of slow down. It gets your body to move up or speed up and give you more power. Right. The other one here, right? Stick an alignment stick in the ground or old golf club and feel that you move laterally. You're doing it here, okay, right? But you want to move laterally through that hitting area. Right? There's actually a couple guys that go lateral pretty well. All right, so here's Rory. Again, he's hitting a driver, so you probably go more lateral than your 7-iron, but right, he really goes forward. I like to use Leah Ko. I think she's a great person that moves sideways. She's a little tiny girl from South Korea. She's the #1 LPGA tour player. All right, and you can see she starts to go lateral before she completes her backswing. Right, she's still not finished the backswing, and look, she's kind of moving off the M on this board back here. Right, she's going back and she's moving forward. Hands ahead, weight ahead. And she really gets into that left side. So that shift there gives you a good amount of force. Right, there's a lot of side motion that you want to think about as you're going through that hitting area. Now, I don't want you to be diving. I don't want you to be tilting so far over. All right, think about lower body going through.
Rory McIlroy is only 5'9", 161 pounds. But in the U.S. Open, he bombed his drives an average of over 310 yards. Our question is, how does a golfer Rory's size get so much length off the tee? The key to generating distance is what's called the kinetic chain, drawing energy from the ground up through the legs, through the torso, into the arms, and into the club. And in the middle of that kinetic chain is a critical link, the hips. And it's Rory's extraordinary hip action that caught the eye of Dr. Greg Rose. At the Titleist Performance Institute, Dr. Rose has worked with many of the world's best golfers, including Rory, using technology to analyze aspects of the golf swing that are difficult to see with the naked eye.
Rory's got that beautiful tempo, but as he comes through impact, all of a sudden something very different happens, which makes a lot of us sports science guys look at this and go, wow, what's going on there? If we look at hip speed, most amateurs are around 300 to 350 degrees per second. That's how fast they're rotating. Most tour players are around 550 degrees. Rory gets to this amazing 720 degrees per second on the downswing.
What's truly remarkable about Rory's hip acceleration is that it has another gear, reverse.
So if I'm looking at anatomy, you got to understand your abdominals, they run diagonally. Those are called your oblique abdominals. They start on your rib cage and they run down to your pelvis. So in essence, it's like a rubber band attached to either side. And as that rubber band is contracting, it's going to grab both sides and pull them closer together. So in Rory's case, those abdominals fire so hard, it actually takes his lower body and it actually spins in the opposite direction. Right there, it's actually moving 377 degrees per second the opposite direction, which is just crazy.
In other words, for a split second, Rory's hips actually move backward faster than most golfers ever move their hips forward. This reverse rotation is extremely rare. Out of the hundreds of pros he's analyzed, Dr. Rose has only seen it a handful of times. And while it isn't the key to Rory's length, it's an amazing indicator of the intense torque Rory uses to generate ball speeds of over 175 miles per hour, among the fastest in the world. Of course, Rory McIlroy didn't win the U.S. Open just by being long off the tee. His ball striking helped him set the Open record, hitting an amazing 62 out of 72 greens in regulation. For ESPN Sports Science, I'm John Brinkus.
Well, the most important thing in a golf swing to me is the movement of the lower body from the top of the swing. And if you don't mind, I'll demonstrate. First off, you start down below with your knees and your hips. At the top of the swing, you move the lower part of your body, not your shoulders, the lower part of your body, letting your arms and hands follow, bringing you into position to hit. But this is the first movement there. Then you release at the bottom. Most people do it entirely opposite. They rotate their shoulders first instead of their lower body. As a result, they come across the ball and hit the outside of the ball instead of the back of it. If you don't mind, I'll hit a ball, and the first thing to watch is what starts first from the top of the swing.